Hi folks, Peter Lawn here. Today I'm going to go through a little video on some discussion around how to change the connection points for electrical, fuel, or water connections to pieces of equipment when you're modding in Icarus. So the first thing just to mention is, and you may or may not know this, but when you connect from a puck, for example, I've got my electricity connection tool selected down below there. If I go from a puck to a piece of equipment like this flow meter, the connection is different or could be different if you're going from a node to the piece of equipment like this. In this case here, it's kind of flat and behind it, versus let's say we delete it and we start from the device itself and go back to the node. You can see here the puck is actually in its horizontal state versus the rotated state. So just be aware of that the behavior changes whether you're going from a node to the device versus from the device to a node. So that's an important piece to note. So what we're going to talk about is, let's say you want to change the node, the connection node position relative to your 3D model. So that's what we're going to look at today. So in order to do that, we're going to go over to our Unreal engine, but first we're going to talk a little bit about that puck rotation. So when you're looking at where that is, it usually defaults in the very middle of your model, like in this location here. And if you want to rotate or if you want to move it, and this is looking at the front of the of your model, if you want to move it, the relative positions of movement is going to be plus in the y direction this way, negative this way, and then positive x direction is going to be coming more closer towards you, and then negative is going to go towards the back, and z is going to go up. Positive and negative is going to go down. Also, when you're rotating the puck, use the right hand rule for axis rotation. So with your thumb, so you can see if you rotate which way you want to rotate the thing is going to be using that. For some of the objects in Icarus, you can actually open up the UAsset file, the cooked UAsset file with GUI or UAsset GUI utility, and you can go into it, and if you might be able to find this export connection or information right here, like for example under the electric gen variable, and in there it will tell you the relative location and rotation of the puck as well. So you can make those changes in here, but some of the devices don't have this showing up inside their export information. So that's why if you're creating a custom type deployable, that you might have to do it the way I showed. And here you can see the X, Y, and Z relative locations for, in this case, electric and water. But there's also a fuel one now too. So, all right. So if we're taking a look at things in Unreal Editor here, there's some things that you must have if you're making a deployable object that has some kind of a connection to it. And so this guy here is my light switch, and he is a child of BP deployable power toggleable base, which is one of the base blueprints that comes off of the deployables blueprint in Icarus. So where you're going to find that is under the main content, objects, world, items, deployables, and that's deployable base there. So you do need the C++ class implemented in your Icarus project, and that's the deployable base that all deployable objects in Icarus is based off of. And if you want something with power on it, then what should be, there's another blueprint that is the child of the deployable base, which is called the deployable power toggleable base, and that's what you should be basing your blueprint that needs power off of. There is also a couple other blueprints that you need. They're kind of blank. There's not much in them, but the base one is the BP Icarus spline connection component, and then you've got these three, which are children of this one. So it's going to be the BP Icarus spline connection component: electric, fuel, and water. So those need to be set up under the building roads directory. And so if you've got all that set up, then once you create your blueprint within your project, you can see here this one is based off of that blueprint. Then when you go into it, you can see that those three connections for electric, fuel, and water spline connection points are added in here. Now, you'd be thinking, well, maybe I can just move the puck connections using this transform that's over here when I highlight on any one of these spline connection blueprint references, but this does not work that I found. And so the way to make the puck move in the direction you want it to, what you need to do is go to the top level of your blueprint and then go to construction script. And in the construction script, you add basically a set relative location and rotation node that is the target of the particular spline connector that you want to move the connector for. And here's where you can actually manually place the relative movement that you want for your pucks and also your rotation. So just remember that it's not up in the in the general details side of things for these connectors. It's got to be done in the construction script. And that is my tip for the day. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.